1984's Terminator, the classic, iconic movie that led to Terminator 2 in 1991. I have two different copies of this movie on VHS, and today we're going to take a look at both. The earlier of the two is from 1991. It is the Hemdale home video release version. This has a please rewind or pay a rewind fee of $2. The second copy from 1999 is from Artisan Home Entertainment. It's sort of a holographic cover. Let's go ahead and throw the Hemdale in. There's a 1991 Hemdale logo, and then it gets right into the movie. The opening credits sequence for Terminator hits so hard, I'm knocked out every time I watch it. And as we're taking a look at this scene, the arrival of Arnold, take a look at how different these images look. They were captured off the same video card within the same hour by me. I actually think the 91 release looks better, more natural. To me, it's the way it's supposed to look. I can't talk about Terminator and not talk about Bill Paxton. I'm a huge Bill Paxton fan. Everything from Twister to Vertical Limit, Titanic, Club Dread, Weird Science, Terminator, Aliens, Predator 2. I'm telling you, I love Bill Paxton. This movie is shot so well for its budget. One of my favorite shots is those Nikes being put on. And Sarah Connor is such a vibe, you know, I need to get me one of those Honda scooters. I really like how everything in this movie starts to unfold with the Terminator hunting down the Sarah Connors in the phone book. Reese already knows what she looks like, so once he finds the right one, he's just stalking her. The police become aware of the Sarah Connor phone book names. The media gets hold of that. And can we talk about the Tech Noir Club? I want to go there. Seems like a cool place to me. And again, as we're looking at the comparison between the two tapes, I think the 91 version looks much, much better. It's like they tried to do some weird filters and stuff. I don't know, did they use a worse copy of the movie to make these? I don't know what it is. In the 90s, they started modifying these movies a lot more for VHS releases, it seems. One of my favorite scenes from this movie is when Kyle is explaining to Sarah, it can't be bargained with, it can't be reasoned with.
It doesn't feel pity, or remorse, or fear. And it absolutely will not stop, ever, until you are dead.
I grew up watching this movie. There is so much nostalgia in my heart for it, and that's never gonna go away. Any review of this you're gonna find, people are gonna talk about Arnold and Linda, and maybe talk about Michael Biehn. Is it Bain? Is it Bean? I don't know how to say his name. I say Bain, because Michael Biehn reminds me of Mr. Bean.
Hello.
But on top of them, you get Dick Miller.
Anything else?
Phased plasma rifle in the 40-watt range.
Hey, just what you see, pal.
You get Lance Henriksen.
This is fucking great.
And Paul Winfield.
You're perfectly safe. I got 30 cops in this building.
The cast is a win no matter how you look at it. The score for this first movie. Brad Fiedel created this iconic synthesizer score for this movie. First of all, the theme song. This is where it originates, people. And I'm going to quickly show you a few of my favorite little bits in that score. Little piece of music that happens when Kyle runs up on the cop and asks him what year it is. Classic slasher synth. The ensuing chase music all throughout that scene. And then the little bit of music you hear when he's climbing down the fire escape to steal the shotgun out of the cop car. Ten out of 10, no notes on the score. Some of the effects in this movie are so iconic that they're still impacting how cinema's done to this day, I think. The really bad effect that comes to mind is the T-800 carving out his eye in the bathroom. A, for effort and everything, because at the time, maybe some people were like, shit, this looks great for our budget and everything, but it just doesn't hold up. It's too focused, you know, if you were showing it dark in the shadows, like there's some ways you could have manipulated it maybe that would have hit it more, but it's just a hideous scene. However, the robot effects, once the skin is melted off, all of that is amazing. All of the stuff in the Future War scenes, like the lasers and those robots, like it just hits from a certain time, you know? If you grew up watching this, it will hit different. And again, as I'm talking about the T-800 metal skeleton at the end of the movie, look at this comparison from the two VHS tapes. Which tape do you think looks better? These aren't even things you would notice until you put them right next to each other. Overall, my personal thoughts are that the 1991 Hemdale release looks much better, and if I'm gonna watch it on VHS, that's probably the one I would choose to watch. However, part of the nostalgia of looking back on VHS tapes is some of the trailers and ads they'd have on them. The 1991 Hemdale has none of those. The 1999 Artisan does. There's a very in-depth trailer on the new Terminator 2 release. on DVD. Terminator is one of those movies that a lot of people will say, oh, the sequel's better. I'm going to disagree with you on that one. By the very nature of Terminator 2 existing, it is derivative of Terminator. All sequels are, right? It adds some more interesting stuff, and don't get me wrong, I love Terminator 2. But Terminator has a lot more of a horror element going. It is horror, sci-fi, action. Lastly, one of my favorite things about Terminator is this ending, where the little kid says something in Spanish.
What did he just say?
He said there's a storm coming in.
I know.
And then she drives off into the storm with the music playing, and you're like, holy shit, now I want to put in Terminator 2. Before I give you my rating on this movie, I want you to comment below and tell me what you think of Terminator. Tell me which of the tapes you thought looked better, and if you prefer Terminator or Terminator 2. I'm going to give 1984's Terminator 5 out of 5 hearts, because I love it. If you like this video, be sure to check out this one where I talk about Terminator 3, and be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.